Okay, you're recording.
Okay, so today I'm gonna make Chicken Divan. I don't know where this came from. My mother used to make this. It's one of the...
Or leave it in, real life.
It's what happens when you have 5 dogs, 5 little dogs.
The wood works.
Today I'm gonna make Chicken Divan. I don't know where this name came from or where it originated. My mother used to make this. It was one of the things she made really good. So I switched it a little bit for what I like and make it for my kids. So the first thing I'm gonna take about a pound of chicken, and I'm gonna use the scissors to cut it because I don't like cutting chicken with a knife because it's slippery and I'm not the best with a knife. And my mother used to do it with a scissor too, so I guess it's just kind of a thing. So I'm just gonna cube it and try to keep the sizes consistent, which I probably will end up not keeping them consistent, but be fine. All right, there's one down, and I'm also gonna cut off any of the excess fat, or as in this house we call them chicken boogers. Get rid of the chicken boogers. This is a pretty thick piece of chicken breast, so I'm gonna slice it into cut it into 3 pieces first. And my hands were already clean before I touch the chicken, and I will wash them right after I put them in the pan. And I have this glass pan that I like to use when I do any kind of casserole things, like the Thanksgiving green bean casserole. And the chicken's gonna cook in the sauce that I make, so that's why it's okay that it's raw. So here you go, that's the chicken. So I'm gonna put it in here, in the pan, spread it around. Okay, so there's the chicken. Behind me, I have about 4 cups of broccoli. It's about to start boiling in salted water. So I'm gonna let that cook for 5 minutes, maybe a little more, until it's just a little bit tender. Drain it, and then I'm gonna put it on top of the chicken, and then we'll add the sauce, and that's kind of how this goes. So the broccoli's back there, almost boiling. It's getting there. Okay, so I have chicken in the pan, and I'm gonna take my broccoli soup and add 2 cans into this bowl. And then I'm gonna add 1 can of milk. And I might add a little more if it's too salty, a little more milk. But I'm gonna stir it together and then taste it. Okay. Pretty good. Let me get a spoon. Oh, it's good, not too salty. All right, good to go. So before I put this with the chicken, I'm gonna wait for the broccoli because I want the broccoli to have all that. I don't want to put the broccoli on top of this sauce. I want the sauce to incorporate everything. So you gotta wait for the broccoli. Just wait. Or we can go edit. Oh, broccoli looks about done. I'm gonna go strain it and then put it on top of the chicken. Probably an edit here. Edit. Okay, so there you go. There's the broccoli on top of the chicken. Gonna add the sauce. This is gonna be so good. Okay, so I have that all ready to go. Shaking around a little bit. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of cheddar cheese over this. I'm not gonna overdo it, but cheddar cheese and broccoli is always good. And it's funny now making this because growing up in a house full with 6 kids, my parents, and my dad, you know, he was a mailman. So on his salary, you know, we didn't have a lot. We always were, you know, had food on the table, and he always provided for us. But, you know, wasn't a lot of gourmet meals. So this was like a gourmet meal to me, like coming home and this was in the oven. You could smell the broccoli and the cheese. I was really happy anytime this was made, because to me, this was like a gourmet meal growing up. And then I'm gonna sprinkle some just Italian style breadcrumbs over the top. Don't wanna overdo it with this either. Just so it's gonna make like a nice little crust. And you could do the breadcrumbs with butter if you wanted to. I mean, that to me makes the dish a little too heavy. I think my mother did that though. In fact, in general, my mom did things that were like really shady that she hid from me sometimes. She used to make this chicken, it's just baked chicken. So it's like a piece of chicken with breadcrumbs on it and you bake it. And it was amazing. And later on, when I became an adult and I had my son, I walked in one time and she was dipping the chicken in butter. And I was going to the gym every day, living a very healthy lifestyle, and I thought I had been eating like chicken breast just with breadcrumbs on it. No, there was a lot of butter, and there was butter in the breadcrumbs too. So no wonder it was so good. I mean, it was probably some of the best chicken I ever had in my life, and that's why, butter. My mom was really big on butter. But she hid it from me for years, and then when I walked in on her, she was like, "What? You like it, right? So you're in good shape. You can have it." I'm like, "Mom, I'm thinking I'm eating healthy chicken every time I come off the road, or we have dinner." And she's like, "It's healthy, just a little butter in the breadcrumbs, and the chicken was dipped. That was like, to keep the breadcrumbs on it was butter." So that's a little story about my mom, and she didn't really care. She was like, "Whatever, you love it, just eat it." Okay, so this is done. Chicken Divan, ready to go into the oven. It looks really great. I can't wait to eat this. Fantastic. Okay, into the oven. At 450, and I gotta check the time on the recipe. 20 minutes, maybe 25. But I keep my eye on it. It's gonna be great. It's good to put this on rice. It's awesome. Chicken Divan. What?
Ready.
Okay, so the Chicken Divan is done. And I'm gonna take it out the oven. I'm gonna use both of my gloves there. That glass gets really hot. Oh yeah. Look at that. Bubbling. Smells delicious. Does it smell good?
Smells great.
That's it. Chicken Divan's ready to go for dinner.
The wood.